Nickelodeon, like most channels, has had a lot of Christmas specials over the years. A lot of them have been great. However, there's been a handful of lousy ones over the years. This week, we're going to be counting down the worst of the worst in the top 6 worst Nicktoon Christmas specials. Let's get started. Number 6. A Very CatDog Christmas from CatDog. This special is dull, boring, and predictable. I feel the same way about all the other CatDog specials and the show altogether. It brings nothing new to the table, and it has a very cliched, generic message of Christmas not being about the gifts and blah blah blah. The only thing I can say about this special is that it exists. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, it's just really mediocre, forgettable, and just it's just nothing. It's nothing burgers. It's just really dull, boring. That's pretty much it. Number 5. A Rocket Xmas from Rocket Power. Rocket Power, looking back, is not a very good show, especially when rewatching it all these years later. Taking away how dated it is in its style, lingo, and fashion, a lot of the plots feel very generic, predictable, and cliche, with not much charm or spin to make up for it, and this episode is no exception. This holiday special had the potential to be decent, but it ends up being very mediocre and forgettable. The one thing that is just really bothersome about this special is the fact that Ray tells the story of Reggie and Otto's mother with the importance of Christmas, and then pretty much forgets about the true meaning of the holiday when he gets his surfboard. He had more emotions when getting the new surfboard than telling the story of why the Christmas traditions are important to him. And him doing the Christmas traditions during most of the episode was a huge crux of the episode. And to see this happen is just, it comes off as bad writing, in my opinion. It really does. This was the first time that we had any knowledge of Reggie and Otto's mother, and we wouldn't get too much of her backstory until a year later in the TV movie Rocket Power Island of Menehune. The one character that was never mentioned throughout the 4-year run of the show was finally brought up and was heavily rushed just to bring a message across that was just thrown out of the window just as quickly when a surfboard appeared. This is just absolutely disappointing. Plus, the one-dimensional characters in Rocket Power doesn't help the special either. Otherwise, this special is just not very good. It's just really mediocre. Reggie, Otto, and Twister and Sam just walking dogs. Yeah. I mean, the actual plot of it is just not very interesting. It really isn't interesting. It's just really generic, forgettable, mediocre. And, oh, yeah, that's it. It's not that good. Number 4. Have yourself a Thornberry Christmas from the Wild Thornberrys. Similar to Rocket Power and CatDog, this Christmas special is dull and boring. Similar to Rocket Power, the Wild Thornberrys isn't a great show, especially looking back. A good chunk of the episodes drag or are just not that interesting. All there are episodes where Eliza can be pretty unlikable, and some of the characters like Donnie are just not very good. Though there are redeeming qualities to it, one of them being of course Nigel Thornberry. And there are episodes here or there that are interesting and even great. Sadly, this isn't one of those episodes. This episode just follows a series of formulaic events in which Eliza helps each animal that is in danger by sacrificing the Christmas gifts, lights, and dinner to the animals. When the family finds out about this, Christmas is ruined for the whole family. Everyone is depressed until the animals come back and sing Jingle Bells. The Thornberrys smile and claim that Christmas with the Thornberrys is like no other. It just feels dreary and depressing when all the Christmas lights are gone, and mean-spirited when Debbie concludes her Christmas poem with Eliza, and very unsatisfying when the animals start singing Jingle Bells. It just feels unfinished and just unsatisfying as a whole. it just doesn't feel like a great Christmas special. Though it is better than the other three on this list. Number 3. Baconmas from Robot and Monster. This episode is about Robo and Monster preparing for the holiday Baconmas. If you've seen Robo and Monster, then it wouldn't shock you. But for those who haven't, just be warned that this show is really obsessive with bacon. I don't know why, and they don't really give you a reason why. It's just, random for the sake of random. It doesn't feel like a Christmas special and just makes absolutely no sense. It's no wonder why nobody saw this show when it first came out. It's just absolutely and utterly forgettable. It's not even funny. It's just, it's not good. It is just not good. It has almost no redeeming qualities to it at all. Number 2. The Finster Who Stole Christmas from All Grown Up. Another classic cheapo show that hasn't held up very well, and this time it's a spin-off of Rugrats, All Grown Up. Though I do think that it is better than Rocket Power, even though it does have a lot of cliche stock plots that you've seen in a lot of shows. This special, it has so many continuity errors. And it's not even funny. It just contradicts a lot of things from the original Rugrats. First off, while it's true that Christmas was always depressing for Chaz, he always joined Stu, Dee Dee, and the rest of the group for the holidays. Even then, he still has a family to visit, like his parents, so why doesn't he visit them, or vice versa? Also, where are Kimmy and Kira in this special? Oh, I know, they're at the airport waiting to visit their family in Japan. But the flashback pictures of the pathetic Christmas trees do not show them whatsoever. Do they do this every year? If so, why don't Chaz and Chucky come along? This makes no sense whatsoever. Finally, the side plot with Tommy and Dill was just absolutely disappointing. After a phenomenal Hanukkah special that Rugrats did 8 years prior, they should have done something just as good with Hanukkah in this special. But it's not. It feels half-baked and pointless. Plus the song they came up with in the end sucks. So yeah, this special is bad, not recommended. And number 1, a very Brrr-y Icemas from Fanboy and Chum. If you've seen my top 20 worst Nickelodeon shows that I did almost 2 years ago, you'll know that this is without a doubt one of the worst Nicktoons ever made. And this Christmas special is no exception. I mean, what can I say about this? It's horrible. It's zany with little to no substance. It's stupid, it's degrading, and it's just plain bad. While our titular characters do learn their lesson in the end, they pretty much ruined everything for everyone just because of their greed. A terrible special based off of a terrible show. A match made in hell. And those are my top 6 worst Nickelodeon specials. Well, actually top 6 worst Nicktoon specials. What do you think are the worst ones? Tell me in the comments below. Goodbye for now.